Hey, I am loving our time together. I'm just a little love up, Anya, that we get to hang out and do all of this great work. This is lesson 5 on how to recognize. Yeah, I guess I gotta get my hair cute, I guess, when we're on here. But lesson 5 on how to recognize magnification. So I talk about it a lot, but what does it really mean? What does it really mean? And when we think about magnification, right, it is um, to enlarge, to expand, but it's also amplification. It can also be, boosting something that when we look at magnifying, it's not just, hey, you're sending out this wave, but this wave is actually getting bigger. So that's the other part to that is that we are magnifying all the time. We are investing in families who will again propagate and have more, or that they'll be out in the world, or that someone, if you've ever been someone that you think about in your head, right? That's magnification. It's expanding. And what it is, there are times when I don't like that someone is expanding in a way that's different that I like, right? I don't enjoy anger and crummy and things being in the world, so that those things are also magnifying. So it is to really look at visually, emotionally, spiritually, energetically, financially, what are we magnifying? And when we think about what is it that you are expanding in the world, are you expanding a line of thought? Are you expanding a love of childhood? Are you expanding the love of play? You want to really start looking at what you're magnifying. And when I explain this in class, I would set down a circle and I'll put a little person in the middle of that circle and I'll go, well, which direction do you think they're magnifying from? Are they only magnifying from what they see in front of you? And everybody goes, no, they magnify in a 360. Well, very few people are understanding that you're magnifying out all the way. Your past is still magnifying, the present is magnifying, and everything in front of you is magnifying. So we are often turning off a lot of what we are doing, that we are giving our attention away to other people's dreams. We're giving our attention to other people and not focusing in on our own well-being and being well within. And being well within is sometimes um, really understanding that to be prosperous, it is that there is a sustainable, long-term relationship within ourselves on health and service and relationships, that this is a sustainable path forward for us to prosper from, right? We are making trades every day. We're making trades on our time. We're making trades on our wealth. We're making trades all the time. So our ability to build prosperity every day in every way is here. And the terminology in this era, in this time, is so confounding that we don't even recognize what magnification is. We don't actually really look at what is it that we're embroidering into our lives every day, that we are reacting, right? We're turning ourselves off to watch another series on TV, or to watch another, to put our brain in response mode all the time. We forgot how to think for ourselves. We forgot how to give ourselves space to think. So when we talk about magnification, we're talking about everything in that circle that exudes from us. That it is everything that is amplifying outward, the extension, the boosts, the embellishments, the truth, the coloring, whatever it is, the play, the elaboration, all of the things that are coming out of you, not into you, out of you. And that's where we're focusing in on, right? The expansion of you and your precious time on this earth with me, right? We can call it Earth School. You can call it anything you want, but this is a snip snap. It's a tiny bit of time that we have to be able to magnify. And so we have to look at, where are we magnifying from? And that starts being well within. To be well within means that there has to be a sustainable process to who you are, to what you're doing. What I will tell you, what magnification that you're not going to enjoy is magnification from always having to reduce, always feeling fragile, always feeling lack, always feeling that you are taken advantage of. It's a crummy way. And we see a lot of people who are magnifying from that point. And they're not fun to be around. They're not fun to be around, right? That when people are angry and then they age on top of it and they're just cranky, we all go, whoa, wow. And your hope is that each year that you can fill yourself with more and more and more love for the people around you, intimate relationships, things that are expansive and feeling like the future you want. And the future that you want is being built with these sustainable long-term decisions that you make today. So think about magnification, right, as this big circle with you in the middle. And what is it that you are sending out into the world? What have you sent out in the past? What have you sent out today? What are you sending out for the future? One of the beautiful reasons that I love my financial background is because I got to spend a lot of time helping people expand to a future that they couldn't see it, but they would believe that they could go to retirement. They did believe that they could send their children to school, but they had to make those investments today. They had to make those investments. They had to automate their savings. They had to put money away for that day. And when we look at that amplification part of you and what you're enlarging, what are you investing in, what are you elaborating or broadening in the world, I want you to think about how you do that from being committed deeply and thoughtful and filled with kindness towards the self, holding the self in esteem so that you can be well within, and then magnifying out from that point. And when we magnify out from that point, it fills our well, the deep well, the well of what gives us strength, gives us the ability to feel that we are healthy, that we have the ability, that we can pull up the strength even when it's difficult. Because I will tell you, you may have noticed, this is a vastly perplexing world that we live in. And you will need all of the intestinal fortitude that you can find. And to be able to deal in the world from a place of a deep intestinal fortitude, a strength of nurturing and kindness and generosity, you have to work at it. And that's why you're here. And that's why we're here today. So thank you for being here. I'm going to drop you one last little piece, which is really when we go back to some of these meetings, because many of you are looking them up all the time, and to think about what is my job here. And it really goes back to that Greek part of what is prosper. The original Greek kind of purpose of what is to prosper was also to succeed in reaching, to understand, to help someone on the road. That if we wanted someone to prosper, we would help them on their road. And I would think about that in magnification, is that we are here to help you on your road, and that may we find success in reaching, in reaching. And that is also the success on our road. And every day that you get up and you think about how are you magnifying, and in what way are you doing that? And you've said, I'm not going to magnify on lack and stuff that I don't like, but instead I will propagate on kindness, on putting in intentional ways that I will build gratitude in the world. It really changes things. So thanks for being with me. I like hanging out with you, and I will see you in the next lesson. Bye.